Well, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
Awesome. Yeah. Good to see you, man. And I've been waiting for this interview for a few months now.
I, I'm glad to give it to you,
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, let everyone know where you're from and what's on your mind today. How are you
man.
doing?
My name is Piif Jones. For those that don't know, I'm from Queensbridge, and I'm from Brooklyn too. You know what I'm saying? I got to start mentioning that because sometimes the Queensbridge overshadows the Brooklyn, but it's like 50-50. I was born in Brooklyn and I was raised in Queensbridge and Brooklyn. Moms and pops split up, so mom was in Queens. My mother moved to Queensbridge. And my pops stayed in Brooklyn. So
Oh yeah, cool.
I got like the best of both worlds coming up of being in Queens and then going to school in Brooklyn and going back and forth. And you know what I mean? So it was dope. But today I'm dropping the album, the deluxe. I already dropped Bridging the Gap, so I'm dropping the deluxe today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know you had just dropped Auto Love Songs. You dropping a different one too?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because that's R&B. I dropped the R&B tape. You know what I mean? I was a singer. Now, I turned into a rapper today.
Oh man, your work ethic's just crazy, man.
Yeah, I just feel like all this music I've been dropping is music that I've accumulated over the past 2 years. You know what I mean? So I just want to release these music. I want to release these songs. You know what I mean? I'm independent, man. I feel like I got one life to live, and I want to release the most songs ever.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not one of them artists that wants to like hold my music or drop every once in a while so people won't get oversaturated or stuff like that. But it's like, nah, I'll create so much music that I'll just be holding thousands and thousands of songs.
Yeah, I could tell honestly you're on the way up. That's why I had to talk to you because your energy reminds me of like early Meek Mill. Just like that crazy energy. Like you go
Like,
really hard. Yeah, I like that shit.
yeah, no doubt. Thank
Yeah, definitely. How many projects have you dropped in like the last year?
you. So I dropped Bridging the Gap. I dropped Motivation. Sorry, I dropped Motivation on my birthday. I dropped While You Wait. That was like a it was like a period in between me dropping Bridging the Gap. I dropped a little EP, and then I'm trying to see if I missed something. I got the Auto Love songs,
Yeah.
and then I might be missing one, but that's like five.
Yeah, and you got those hits with Dave East and stuff too. And I like your
Yeah,
recent songs
that's
too.
gonna that's gonna be on the tape I'm dropping today. That was the single, the song with Dave East, and the song after that I dropped Celebration. Those two is the singles for the deluxe.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah, yeah. The glory and celebration, man. You go off in those tracks, man. I like that. It's really good. Yeah, yeah.
I'm
So
trying to broad,
what's up?
some I'm trying to broadcast some other artists from Queensbridge.
Oh yeah. I was wondering, is Dave East from Queensbridge or King Shooter?
King Shooters from Queensbridge, yeah.
Oh,
Dave East,
okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, gotcha.
but
Yeah.
he had family over here, so he used to be over here. That's how
Oh
I
yeah.
met him.
Hmm. Yeah. This is my first time talking to you, so let's start from the beginning. I want to know, like, how is it like growing up and stuff, and how was your childhood?
My childhood was, I'm not gonna say my childhood was bad because it wasn't. I had a great childhood, man. I lived with my moms for a period of time. I lived with my pops for a period of time. So, it was pretty good growing up, you know what I mean, having both parents around and you know what I mean? So I just got to focus on school and being creative and you know what I mean, being with my friends. So, my childhood was pretty good. You know what I mean? As far as like just being a kid, you know what I mean? I didn't really have no adult problems in my mind, you know what I mean, growing up. My parents did their best in masking that, you know what I mean?
What do you mean exactly? Like they tried to make things as good as they could?
Yeah,
Uh,
basically.
what did your
Basically. So,
parents do for a career?
um, my mom's my mom's was in the streets, you know what I mean? So like she's like a big person in the streets out here in Queensbridge.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And my pops, he was an electrician.
Oh, okay. Was he in the union?
Yeah, he just retired.
Oh, that's what's up. Cool, cool,
Right. Yeah,
nice.
he just.
Hmm. Well, for people who aren't from New York, I mean, I know, but let people know like what that's like. Paint the picture. Growing up in Queensbridge and stuff. What's that really like?
Well, when I was a kid in Queensbridge, the energy was amazing. It was like everybody was like a family. You know what I mean? And for this place to be so big, it's like 6 blocks, 96 buildings, and everybody knew each other. It was so family oriented. Everybody was outside. All the kids knew each other. There was so many kids. You know what I mean? It was just like times 10 of any other place I've ever been. Like, just the energy. You could feel the energy. You know what I mean? Because it was around like '94 when I moved there, so everybody was just starting to bubble up, and you know what I mean. That energy was forming again.
Where did you move from? Were you from New York originally?
Yeah, I was born in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay, okay.
From there, high school. So I was living in Bushwick.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool. How was it going to school and stuff, and what was that like?
Shit, man. School was fun, man. You know what I mean? I would say elementary was fun. You know what I mean? It was fun actually, man. I loved going to school. School was always fun for me because I'm an interactive person, so I like to talk to people and be around people. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. What's some good memories of growing
that's
up?
that's the elementary stuff. You know what I mean? Because when I left, I started going to school in Brooklyn around like fourth, fifth grade, and then I went to school in Brooklyn all the way to I graduated high school. You know what
Oh, okay. What's some good memories of growing up where you're from in the projects and stuff, and then going to school? What's some memories that
I
stand out?
mean? Some good memories is the ciphers we used to have. You know what I mean? Because
The what? I didn't hear you.
a cipher, you know what I mean? Like a rap ciphers.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like that used to be a real thing, you know what I mean? Back in the days, like when I was younger, like it used to be a real thing. Like people, we would just go around and battle each other and rap and trades, exchange skills and you know what I mean. Like those was good times right there, man, because it was raw. Everything was raw, and everybody was hungry. You know what I mean?
Uh,
Now it's a little easier to like make music, and so you don't see a lot of cycle like you would before. A lot of people
take.
feel like they don't have to do it no more.
Oh, yeah, because the internet and everything.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't feel like you don't have to do it. You know what I mean? You can just make a song and put it out. You don't even have to come outside. You know what
Yeah, from those old battle rap days, what were some moments that stand out to you as really good time?
I mean? I would say the first time I ever did the fresh bread cipher is on YouTube. It's called Fresh Bread Cipher. The first one, it stood out to me because the way it happened, I was like walking to the store with my friend trying to get some roll up, and then one of my friends pulled up in a van. He just hopped out the van with a light, and back then it was like a little camera. It wasn't no it wasn't no good camera. You know what I mean? So it was like a little camera. He hopped out. He was like, "Yo, we need some bars," and I just started going right there. You know what I mean? Like, and it was like that was like memorable. You know what I mean? That was like one of my most memorable moments.
what?
That like set it off. That set it off for me in Queensbridge. You know what I mean? With letting a lot of people know that I make music.
Oh, that's awesome. What year was that about?
Shoot. I don't know, man. I'll probably say 10 years ago.
Oh, okay. Cool. Uh, have any people from the ciphers came up like you or made any noise in the music game?
Um, yeah, Chef La. He's on a couple of my songs.
Oh,
He's on a
okay.
no song with me. He's on a celebration song. He's the guy to go first
Oh,
after
yeah.
me. Yeah, yeah. He was big, man. He did songs with Ray J, YG, DJ Paul.
Oh, really?
He
Cool.
was running around on a test. You know
Cool.
what I mean? So that was good.
That's awesome. Huh. So, how was it? Like, where'd you go to high school, and how was that like?
So I went to George Westinghouse High School, and if anybody knows that high school, Biggie went there, Jay-Z went there, Busta Rhymes. Um, that's not the reason why I went there because I
Uh,
didn't know this. I didn't know this before I went there. The reason why I went to that school was because of my pops. Because my pops went to that school. You know what I mean? Because my pops is from Austin.
oh, okay.
So yeah, he grew up with Jay Z and all of them. Like my pops used to babysit Tata. You know, Jay Z man, Tata. My pops used to babysit him. You know what I mean?
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like, he got real ties in Marcy, the Marcy Project. That's like where he's from. You know what I mean?
What's
So
some stories he told you about Tata or Jay Z?
shit. I don't know. I don't even ask him. I didn't even believe him for a long time. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
okay. All right.
I didn't even. I ain't gotta tell you the truth. I didn't believe him for a long time. You know, hip hop's telling you he know Jay Z. He know like, but you know, as time goes by, you know, I just started to believe him more because it's like, why wouldn't he know him? You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I was wondering,
Yeah, but
is the Queensbridge projects different now than how it was like 10, 15 years ago? And how?
um, I would say yes and no. It's still the same things being done. It's just how it's being done is different. You know what I mean? People still in the streets. People still going to work. People still making music, but it's just how it's being done is different. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Huh. Um,
Yeah, but most likely, you know, it's the same. You know what I mean? It ain't much that's changed over these years.
uh-huh. How did you first get into music, and what was that like? Why did you think you could do that?
My pops was in a singing group. My pops used to sing. He was in a group with his brothers called the Serious Joneses. So I kind of like was born into like listening to music and being around music. You know? So when I was
Oh,
younger, when I was like 8, I used to sing first before I started rapping. Like I was a singer first. So when I was like 8, I used to sing in church and with my friends. And then when I got like 14, like well, maybe like I would say like 12 or 13, one of my friends that I was singing with, he moved away to Vermont. So like I stopped singing because I didn't want to sing by myself. You know what I mean? I was young. I didn't have that type of confidence to sing by myself. So I like stopped. Then I started rapping when I was like 14, like a couple years later.
yeah.
So and then the rapping built my confidence up enough for me to start singing again. You know what I mean?
Cool. Yeah, I like your music. It's definitely a little different than other people. How would you describe your music for people who haven't heard it?
Um, it's really like conversational. It's like conversational music. It's like most of my songs and my music. It's like I'm trying to have a conversation with you. I'm not trying to confuse you. I'm not trying to. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to make you think too hard. I'm trying to get to the point and so you know exactly what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And you can get the message clearly and right on point.
Yeah, and it looks to me like you have a lot of fun when you're making your music because you're always usually smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah. How would you? I know there's thousands of rappers out there. How would you? How are you different than all of them? And what sets you apart?
Um, my work ethic. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't say that I'm different in making music, because I've seen people that I know people that can do certain things better than me, but overall, I'm just you know what I mean. I'm good in everything. You know what I mean, and I work at everything. And my work ethic, I'm going to outwork the most talented person and the least talented person. You know what I mean? So my work ethic is definitely what separates me from everybody else.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I could tell for sure. And I was wondering, not many people make it, or to get to where you're at. I know you're still building, obviously, but what's the key to like staying out of trouble, or advice people have given you to, get to even where you got? Because I can tell you're gonna make it real far. Like no bullshit, you're on your thing.
Basically, it's just keep working. You know what I mean? Try to stay busy as possible. I mean, that's some of the best advice I got because most of the stuff happens when you have nothing to do. You know what I mean? And then you start doing stuff that you ain't supposed to be doing because you got nothing to do. So I always like to keep something to do. Like even if I got no music to do, no shows, no nothing, I'm gonna read a book or I'm gonna create something. I'm gonna start making some music. I'm gonna start learning about beats. It's always something you can do to educate yourself about your profession and your career. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
to
Yeah.
take up that time that you would use to go hang out with certain people that you shouldn't, or be in certain situations that you shouldn't be in. So working, my best advice to anybody that's coming up is just, try to arrange your life to whereas it's 90% of you doing your career, you know what I mean? Or something pertaining to your career.
Yeah. Yeah. That's for sure.
That's how I stay out of trouble, man. I'm always in the studio, so I don't have time to be in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. That's for sure. Were your parents supportive of you doing music?
Um, for a while they wasn't, you know what I mean, because they're the traditional parents of, go to school, get a job, and feed the family, you know what I mean. So when you tell your parents you want to do music, that's kind of like telling them you want to be in the NBA, or like, you know what I mean, or shit, or something like that, or even worse, you know what I mean. So it's like I when I was younger, I was a little upset, but then now that I get older, I understand why they was like brushing it off. You know what I mean? But once they seen how serious I was throughout the years, now it's like they understand.
Yeah. Yeah. I
They
agree.
support and they're supportive of it. Very much now.
Cool. Yeah, I was wondering, what did your dad ever? Was he just playing around New York City, or did he ever make any like little national success or anything like that?
They made some tapes. They had like albums. They had a couple albums on cassette tapes, but they never made it real big because the my father's brother, his older brother that was writing all the music and all that, he had passed away. Like in the middle of them doing their career, he had passed away, and once he passed away, they all kind of stopped. So it's like,
Oh,
you know what I
what
mean?
was he in stores at the time on cassettes?
I don't know to tell you the
Oh,
truth.
okay.
I just know that when I was in the house, they had cassettes that I could listen to, and they had numerous songs on it. So they would pay me. Maybe they were demos, or
Oh,
you
okay.
know what I mean. I would say probably they were demos, but it
Oh,
was
okay.
numerous ones. So I don't know. Maybe they was in the store. I don't know.
Huh.
I never asked them.
Oh,
I never
all
asked
right.
my pops if he put it in the stores or not. That's a
Are
good
you
question.
close with him or not really?
My pops?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were really close. We just went to the Knicks game when I
Oh, okay.
was
You should ask him
there.
about how it was growing up for him. Did he tell you anything like that? Because I was wondering about like at that time, like the mid '80s or anything.
He always tell me about growing up in Marcy. You know what I mean? And he said, growing up in Marcy back in the days was really tough. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
was really dangerous. It was really, really dangerous. In Marcy projects back in those days. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
So
would imagine.
back in the '80s, early '90s, it was real dangerous.
Huh. Is it still dangerous where you're at in Queensbridge? Because I just interviewed a guy from Lefrak City in a different place. He said it's still real dangerous now. Is it dangerous where you're at or not really?
I would say over the years that it has been a little more dangerous again. You know what I mean? But I feel like anywhere, I mean, any projects could get dangerous because it's anywhere where there's a bunch of low income to middle income people, like when you got low income people, just it's gonna be some type of pushback. You know what I mean? I would say pushback. Trying to use the right word. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to just say violence because everybody's not just violent. You know what I mean? But we don't have a lot. You want more. You know what I mean? And certain people are willing to do certain things to get what they need. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if everybody was born well off, it wouldn't be that much crime. But that's not the case.
Yeah. Who was the first person who you saw who blew up when you were growing up and stuff, or in high school, and who you look up to or something? Where you're from?
My stepbrother, his name is City Hayes. You know what I mean? We used to live together. This is my pop's wife's son.
Oh.
His name is City Hayes. He had got a distribution deal with Universal. You know what I mean? That
Oh,
was the
really?
first time. Yeah, and we was living in the same crib. So you know what I mean? That was like amazing to me. He was like MTV gave him a section on the artist page. He had a song with RZA on the beat. It was crazy, you know what I mean? So that was the first time I seen somebody blow up like it was crazy.
Huh? Did that make you think you could do that too?
Yeah, definitely, man. I was writing rhymes in the room, but
Huh.
I
Well,
used to
what? Cool.
I
Huh.
was rapping it too.
Awesome. Huh. Did you grow up with King Shooter? 'Cause I know he made it
Yes.
pretty big with Dave East.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew King Shooter since we was like probably like 9, 10 years old.
What was he like growing up with? Like, what was he like?
He was real aggressive, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was a real aggressive kid. Like when I first met you, like we like had a fight. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah, because in Queensbridge, just different blocks. You know what I mean? It's like 6 blocks. So he was from a different block, and he came to hang out on my block, and they were just really aggressive. You know what I mean? And then it just one thing to another, and we wound up having a little fight, and it's crazy. But we became brothers after that. You know what I mean?
Oh, cool. How many buildings is there in your projects? I was wondering.
96.
Oh, wow, that's a lot. Oh man. Yeah.
6 blocks and 96 buildings.
Oh yeah. Wow. Huh. How was it? Like, what's some good memories of King Shooter when you were growing up?
Um,
'Cause I
this
know
gonna
a lot
sound
of people
crazy.
like him.
This gonna sound crazy, right? But when we were 16, right, I went to Donny Park. We went to Donny Park on like if like say if like the community did a trip and took all the kids to Donny Park, so they ordered 2 buses. So we go to Donny Park, right, and then we get on the rides and stuff, and then these 2 girls was just like following us the whole thing. So now we get on the ride, and the shooter look at me. He like, "Yo, we get on here, and they right there. We gonna talk to him." Boom, and shooter. We had like a little gimmick where like shooter would play the quiet one, and I'll be a talkative. And you know what I mean? I'll be the one that talk. You know what I mean? So now we go over there. The girls come behind us. Boom. So I'm like, "Yo, y'all following us?" She like, "Y'all following us?" And then we start talking. But long story short, we wound up taking the girls outside of the park, across the street behind the Marriott, and they like gave us head. it
Oh
was it was the craziest shit ever. It
man.
was the craziest shit ever. It was like we was like 16. It was like we didn't even think that was possible. But that was like one of the craziest stories I could say. I know it's probably not appropriate, but
Yeah.
we were 16. I don't care. But that was just something that was just so crazy because they were some girls from Pennsylvania. But that was a great memory. That's something I always, I'm gonna always remember that. Cause,
That's funny.
yeah.
What's some other memories with him?
Being on tour, you know what I mean. Seeing him on the stage, you know what I mean, because he been to all my like mostly all my shows coming up, you know what I mean. So him getting to blow up, and now him being on stage, and like I'm backing him up, you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
it was like full circle moment, you know what I mean. So I just I cherish those moments that we was on the stage together, you know what I mean.
Yeah. What advice did he say? Did he give to you or anything?
He always just told me to keep dropping music, you know what I mean? Because I used to always tell him like, "Yo, I want to get people behind me and money behind me." And he was like, he always just say, "Man, f that, just drop music, man, and people that's gonna fuck with you is gonna mess with you." You know what I mean? People that's gonna rock with you, it's gonna rock with you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty good advice. I know you guys got some songs together. How was it like working with him?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like it's like any old, you know what I mean? It's just like any other friends doing something. It's like playing basketball together or anything. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a thing. It wasn't like a special thing. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
just like we in the studio and we making music. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Cool.
know what I mean? It was natural because I've been making music with Shooter for a long time. You know what I mean? He always used to do a little something here or there. He'd do a verse here or this here, but he never took it as serious until he dropped that freestyle. But before that, he had a couple verses, but it wasn't up. You know what I mean? He wasn't like super serious with it yet.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know his story, but I like some of his songs with Dave East. That's how I first had actually heard him. What's his story? How did he blow up? Did Dave East scoop him up, or how did that happen?
We all came up together. You know what I mean? So we all just was coming up together. You know what I mean? And then as we was coming up and Ace blew up, you know what I mean? Shooter started doing the promoter stuff. You know what I mean? So he was doing a lot of promoting, and through that he gained a lot of connections. So when he dropped his freestyle, once he dropped his freestyle, he got like a 500,000 views on YouTube. You know what I mean? And like kind of blew up a little bit. And then after that, it was like the ball started rolling. You know what I mean? Yeah, got signed, did a couple of joints with East, and then one thing led to another. He was like a real rapper. You know
Cool. Did you blow up with them at the same time, or what happened with you too? Because I didn't know
what I mean?
like the story what happened.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't say I didn't really blow up fast. You know what I mean? My story is kind of like a gradual. You know what I mean? I like gradually just kept rising. You know what I mean?
Well,
Throughout
let
the
the people know
years.
what happened. What were the moments that took you there?
Um, the freestyle, Nas shouted me out. Um, being with Ron Tess, he introduced me to so many people in a couple of years. So I'm doing songs with East, doing a song with Havoc, and just you know what I mean, dropping consistently. You know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely.
I
That's
got
awesome.
you know I got like over 50 videos. You know what I mean.
Cool. What's your favorite moment with Shooter, like as a memory? And also, I didn't know like what happened to him. I haven't been able to find out any information online. Like rest in peace, but I don't know like what happened.
Yeah. So he had like a kidney failure. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Or liver. It's like his liver. No, I'm sorry. I said kidney. It was like his liver. You know, from drinking.
oh, okay, okay,
And
good.
then they tried to replace it. They tried to replace it, and then when they replaced it, it did. His body rejected it.
Oh, okay.
You know? So ultimately, like that was the reason for the passing. For the passing. You know what I mean? Because the body rejected it. So,
Okay, okay. Yeah, rest in peace. Huh,
yeah. Yeah,
huh.
they had tried to blame it on COVID at first. So
Oh, okay. Huh,
it wasn't like that.
huh. Oh, okay. What's some?
Still,
What'd you
but
say?
yeah, yeah, I'm about to say it's still unexpected. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't expecting that, but
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, rest in peace for sure. What was it like working with Dave East and wait before you move on? What was your best memories with him? You know.
when I got lost in Puerto Rico was one of them. He was in Puerto Rico being shooting. I got lost. You know what I mean? I had my phone. I had a phone, but my phone would like freeze and it won't turn back on sometimes. And it just so happened to do that when I was in a car dropping somebody off at the airport. So I couldn't get the GPS back to where I was. And I wound up being lost all day till like 12 o'clock at night. And then I walk in the house, like I finally found my way because some lady from a hotel like drove me back. I found a lady that speak English in the hotel. And then I told her like one street that I remember where I lived at. And then she like took me there. And then I got find my way home. And once I got inside there, he was on the phone with my mom. Was like, yeah, telling my mom that I was lost. And I busted the door. And I busted the door like, yeah, I'm here. It was crazy, man. But that was a funny memory. It wasn't funny when I was lost, but now I laugh about it.
Oh, okay.
But I wasn't laughing because I really thought I was lost in Puerto Rico. It was
Oh, okay. What was your first show like? Like being on tour and stuff.
Oh man, it was amazing. You know what I mean? Really nerve. It's nerve. You know, you get a lot of nerves. You know what I mean? I'm really nervous. I wouldn't say scared or nothing because I did a lot of shows. Like when I was younger, I used to do stage plays and stuff like that. So like I don't know. I like being on stage, but you get them nerves going. You know what I mean? And then, but once you touch the mic, it's just like poetry in motion. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cool. What was it like? Also, what artists have you been on tour with? Like, cause I don't know. I don't know. Like, who were you on tour with?
Yeah, I was on tour with East, man. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
okay.
That's what we always go on tour with.
That must have been a lot of fun. How was it working with East and making songs and stuff?
Yeah, it's the same like shooting. You know what I mean? Because when I met East, we all was nothing. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like I met him. He was a celebrity. You know what I mean? When I met him, he was staying in the next projects right over next from Queensbridge.
Oh,
You know what I
okay.
mean? We was just in the crib rapping. You know what I mean? So it was like two people just coming up together type thing, trying to do both people trying to get to the same goal.
Huh? How long ago did you meet Dave East, and what was that like?
Man, so I would say probably like he was making a mixtape called No Regrets. So whatever year that mixtape came out, that's like around the time I met him
Okay,
because he
maybe
was in
like
the
five,
process.
6 years ago or something.
Yeah, 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 because he had like a I'm sorry. He
Yeah.
was in the process of making No Regrets mixtape when I made it. He probably had like two, three songs made for it, but that's around the time I met him.
Well, what was he like in the beginning?
He's the same way he is now. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Just
He's
always
cool,
doing
man.
music and stuff.
He's always cool. You know what I mean? He always been genuine, man. You know what I mean? One thing about him, he always been genuine. He always been cool. He always been trying to look out for us. He always been trying to show us something different. You know what I mean? He ain't have to do none of that. None of us really like grew up with him from like little kids. You know what I mean? So, but he embraced us. You know what I mean? We embraced him. You know, we showed love to Queensbridge. You know what I mean? We showed love to him.
Cool. Yeah. What was it like in the studio with him, and what producers was he working with? Because I know he's worked with A-Rap Music
Oh
before and
man,
stuff like
I mean,
that.
every time you're in the studio with Ease, it's like an adventure because you don't know who's gonna walk through the door. You know what I mean? So it's like one day you could be in there and it'd be somebody like A-Rap Music in there, and then you could come back in there and now he's in there and switch beats or Dre or Timberland or you know what I mean? He's one of the few artists that has worked with so many people. You know what I mean? In a short period of time. So I always tell him that like, yo, you blessed, man, because you got to work with so many legends, not just people. You got to work with so many legends. You know what I mean? And in hindsight, him working with all that legends is kind of like what made me want to tap in with the legends of Queensbridge and do Bridging the Gap. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was in the lab with him. Did you see him work with A-Rap Music?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been in the lab with him with so many people. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, A-Rap is one of my favorites. What were they working on? What song or anything?
Um, it was working on a tape. You know what I mean? So I don't know if they still gonna put it out, but they was working on like a tape.
Oh, they were working on a tape together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Oh, that'll be great if that comes out. What other
Yeah,
artists I mean, what other producers you see him working with? Swizz or any other
yeah.
ones?
There's Timberland, everybody really.
Yeah, I like those East mixtape.
Anytime you walk in the studio, it could be, you know what I mean? It's gonna be somebody there. And even
Nice,
if it's not somebody there, somebody send him a pack. You know what I mean?
nice. Who's your go-to producers that you really like?
Um, Shout out to my son E Major. E Major is my dude. That's the dude I started music with. You know? So my son E Major, my son Hayes, um, my son Apollo, young Apollo from Toronto. These people that I built it with, that was like, you know what I mean? I did a couple tapes with. I've been on a couple of my tapes. Shout out to Orion. He did the Glory beat, New York Bangers, Othello beats. You know what I mean?
Cool. Yeah, I
A
know.
couple people. You know?
Yeah, awesome. I know you got a few songs with Dave East. Like, how was he in the studio? Would he freestyle, and was it like really easy to make a track with him? You guys have good chemistry together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When we first started making songs, he was writing, but the previous songs we make, now he writes it in his head and just spits it out. You know?
Are you still writing, or do you freestyle?
It depends on the song. You know what I mean? If I really, really, really want to get my point across, I probably would write it down on like some deep message type of thing. You know what I mean? But if I'm really just trying to catch a vibe or give you a vibe, I'm not really probably gonna write it down because those type of songs are more about the feeling of the song more than what I'm actually saying. You know what I mean? But if I'm really trying to give you a strong, deep message, I'm gonna probably write it down just to make sure you know what I mean? I'm saying everything how I want to say it.
You've got mail.
Cool. Yeah, I would assume that you write all your own lyrics, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. How many songs have you written? Like, you must have a lot, right? Because you have so many out right now.
yeah. I probably got over 1,000 songs.
Oh wow. What do you have, like notebooks filled up with them?
Yeah. Well, I don't write in a notebook. I got my phone now,
Oh wow.
so
Yeah.
I got a bunch of notes on my phone, and I got a bunch of songs on my iTunes, and I got a bunch of songs that I just made over the years. You know what I mean? I've been recording music since like 2006, probably 2005.
Huh. How did you get that name, Piff? I was wondering.
Because I like weed, you know what I mean? And around the time when I was naming myself, my name used to be like Jay Killer or something like that when I first started rapping. Because I liked the 50 Cent, and I was like, you know what I mean? So I was kind of like mimicking 50 Cent style.
Huh.
So once I started getting into my own, I was like, I gotta change my name because I'm not really a killer. You know what I mean? I don't want to have that name no more.
Yeah.
So I was like, what do I love the most? And at that time, it was like weed. You know what I mean? I just love to get out to smoke. So it was like, and at that time, the best weed to me was Piff.
Oh,
It
okay.
wasn't
Yeah.
no, it wasn't no sour diesel and all that stuff. It was Piff was it. You know what I mean? So, and I just attached my real last name to it, with
Huh.
Jones. That's how I came with Piff Jones.
Cool. I was wondering, what's your favorite type of weed?
Oh shit, man. I don't know, man. Every time I get asked this question, it's like a new weed that comes out that I like. But right now, I would say, I would say, probably the Louis the 13th, man. I like that.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool.
Strain. It's a strain I always get when I'm in Cali.
Cool. Awesome. Uh,
And East Coast. Shout out to East.
awesome.
East Coast is a great strain.
Awesome. And I was wondering, how what was the first like CD you bought growing up? You know, and what was that memory like?
The first CD I was able to really purchase was Get Rich or Die Trying.
Oh yeah, 50. Yeah, yeah. He goes
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah,
And that was like amazing. That was like amazing. It was like I didn't know if I fully understood everything he was saying, but I understood it enough to know that his story was very interesting.
yeah, yeah,
It was very, very interesting. It was very, you know what I mean?
for
It was
sure,
very captivating.
for sure. Yeah, I know. Dave East and Nipsey were friends. Did Dave East tell you anything about him or anything like that, or what was his words
Yeah,
about that?
you know, say Nipsey. Nipsey always gave him game. You know what I mean? He was always like a wise, humble person.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So he was always wise and humble, and yeah, you know, he's cool. He's a cool dude, man.
yeah,
Genuine, genuine.
cool. Huh. What was it like being with Dave East on tour, and what advice did he give to you? Like, and and did you meet anyone else on tour with him and stuff? What was that like?
Yeah, man. I met a lot of people, DJ Holiday, DJ Drama, a lot of artists. I met Lil Uzi before he blew up when he used to run around with DJ Drama all the time. I met him. I met a lot of people. You know what I mean? And being on tour, the advice he gave me was just, staying focused. You know what I mean? Staying focused, appreciating being in the moment. You know what I mean? And take advantage of that. Taking advantage of being of certain moments and realizing that you're in the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good advice. Yeah, definitely. What's your favorite memory with Dave East? Like, was it on tour or in the studio, or what was the best times together? I was wondering.
Um, yeah, man. I would say in the studio, man, because we got our best times in the studio on tour. I don't know if it's a tie between the studio and being on tour.
What's your favorite song you did with him?
Um, I would say Glory, man.
Oh
It's
yeah,
kind of I kind of love that's a great song, man. I
yeah,
think that's my favorite one.
yeah. That is pretty good. And
Yeah.
how shifting gears? How was it with Havoc, a Mob Deep and stuff? I know you did a song with him and stuff.
Yeah, man, that was amazing, man. Because he was checking me out on Instagram, man, and he was commenting on my stuff. So, I just hit him up to see if I could get him on the record, man. He responded fast, you know what I mean? He responded fast. He sent me the record back fast. Everything was fast, you know what I mean? It was crazy. So everything it was fast, you know what I mean?
Cool. Huh. Yeah,
Very appreciative.
yeah, awesome. Did you guys only do one song together?
No, I got another song with him.
Oh, okay.
Me, him, and Tragedy Gaddafi. It's supposed to be on like Tragedy Gaddafi's album. So
Oh,
whenever
cool.
that comes, whenever that comes out, hopefully that song is on it.
Cool. Yeah, I was wondering. I forgot to mention, but can we expect maybe EP with you and Dave East in the future, or an album maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I would never say no. I
Yeah.
would never say no. But the future is in the future. I would like to, yeah, But I don't want to be putting mad things on people's heads. But I'm not gonna never say no. It's not gonna happen because anything can happen. Shit, I want to make an album. I want to make two albums.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it aligns, if it aligns itself that way, and we have that time to just lock in and do that, you know what I mean? Or maybe I just gotta do like I did with Bridging the Gap and just start piecing together songs and then, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
have a way, you know what I mean? I have a way, but
Yeah.
it's gonna happen. Man, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's gonna happen. I'm not gonna never say it's not gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Definitely. I was wondering, because back in the day, people used like MySpace and stuff. Is that what you use to blow up, or do you use like YouTube or Instagram or something like that to blow up?
I mean, I was trying to blow up on MySpace, but I
Yeah.
didn't. you know, but I definitely had a MySpace. You know,
Yeah.
but it's definitely YouTube, Instagram, being outside, being on tour really got me a lot of fans.
Yeah. I was wondering, did you ever get to meet up with Pop Smoke or DMX or Jadakiss or anything like that?
One time we went to the Dykeman basketball game and we was in a section with Pop Smoke. That was the only time that I really got to see him or be around him. But I know a couple of his friends, like person.
Oh, okay. How about Fabio Foreign or anything?
Yeah, same thing with him. Like I know a couple of his friends. I know them really good. You know what I mean? But me and him never really like had a conversation.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Hmm.
He was following me on the gram before, but then I don't know.
Pop
He blew
Smoke?
up. Not Fabio.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Fabio. Yeah.
When they blow up,
Yeah.
They start following motherfuckers that they don't really personally.
He'd be like, I don't know you after you blew up.
Nah, I mean it's not like that,
Oh,
But maybe it is, but it's like, if I don't know you personally,
yeah.
I'm not gonna follow you.
Yeah, I see. I see. Because they grew up in a different area. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but maybe I don't know.
Um, cool. Um, what's your creative process like? You gotta have a good beat in order to make a song, or what's that really like?
I was just on Instagram. I was just on Instagram live and recording a song live. If I don't know, if I like the beat, I gotta like the beat. If I don't like the beat, it gotta be a person that I really want to do something for me to do the record. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The
you're
first
really
one.
good at picking beats. I like it. You're really
Yeah,
good.
that's what I'm saying. Cause like I don't like whack beats. You know what I mean? So if you hear me on a beat and you probably think, if you hear me on a beat and you don't think that beat is that good, I probably did it because of the person that gave me the beat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Because sometimes I just like to do records for everything, not but I won't drop it so the people won't hear all the songs that's not on the beats that's super up to par. You know what I mean? But most of my songs, my beats are high. And I wanted to get rid of that stigma because with Nas, they always try to say like he didn't have good beats or something. Like he was the best beat picker. But then they try to like don't. But there's like Havoc is from here. Like I don't know, it's weird.
yeah,
Don't put that label on none of us. Nas got great beats. Havoc is a great beat maker, and I pick great beats.
yeah. Definitely for sure. It's funny how someone can not do anything with a beat, and another rapper can make it a hit. It's pretty funny, and vice versa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. Because everybody hears shit different, right?
yeah, yeah. What's your? I take it you're independent now.
Yeah, I've always been independent.
Yeah, why is that? Because Dave East
Because
independent, he gave you that place.
nobody signed me.
Oh, what happened? They didn't want to sign you, or what happened?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
don't be having mad label conversations with people, so I don't know what they think.
okay. I was wondering if you
I've
were
been
gonna.
in like two. I've been in like two label meetings before, and they liked my music, and that was it.
Oh, okay.
So, but that was like years ago before I got all this success now. So I don't know. I don't know what comes in the future. Maybe in the future I get some label meetings or whatever. But I ain't stressing it. If they, you know.
Yeah, just make sure you keep your masters and stuff. I was wondering if you're gonna take like the Nipsey route of doing your own thing, or Dave East. He's independent too, right?
But he's still with Def Jam. But
Oh, okay.
they let him put out they let him put out projects through his own label sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Huh. Did Dave East give you any stories about anything else about Nipsey or anything like that, or say anything?
I mean, not really, not like I mean like a couple stories, but not nothing like crazy. Like
What did he say?
just like stories about him being in the studio with him, or him chilling on the block and meeting the homies on his block, or seeing his businesses being in the store. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. What did he say about it in the studio?
Nothing, man. He just saying how he works. You know what I mean? His work ethic is crazy, and how he thinks and how he makes his records. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a fact. You two have the similarities about putting out a lot of music. That's for sure. What's your favorite project that you made so far, and why? Or
I
someone
don't know.
who's, or maybe, yeah, well, yeah. What's your
I
favorite
don't
one?
know, man. I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite because all of them is my
Oh, okay.
favorite. I would say my first one, No Talking, because it was my first one.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. Cool.
If I had to choose one, I would choose that one.
Cool.
But I love all of them equally.
Awesome. Who's a couple artists you'd like to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
Everybody.
Oh, anybody? Yeah.
Ed Sheridan. I want to work with Ed Sheridan. I want to work with Drake. I want to work with J. Cole. I want to work with Lauren Hill. I want to do a song with that Be Love with Be Love.
Oh, okay.
Kid. I like. I don't know. I got so many because I do so many genres of music. Like I want to do something with popcorn. Cause I got a reggae. I put out a reggae album. I put out an R&B album, and I put out a hip hop album. So it's like it's so many artists I want to work with over those three different genres.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. What type of music do you like to make the best? Is it like the trap music, like hip hop, or is it like R&B, or what do you like the best?
I like to make rap music the best.
Yeah, yeah, cool, awesome. And like, what's your top five like rappers? I was wondering.
Like ever?
Yeah.
I don't know. Um,
You're not even there?
yo, I'm doing an interview, man.
Oh, my fault.
Man, screaming. Hardly.
It's all right.
I would say that's so tough, man, because I'm just used to people that I like. Because the people that I like may not be the best people, but I guess it's my top five, right? So I'm gonna say Nas, Big L, Busta Rhymes, Method Man, and one of the other. And then I like Tupac too. So I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah, yeah, me
Five
too.
is so tough because you don't want to leave those people out, man.
Huh. Cool.
But I know Big L. I love Big L. Big L. Method Man. That's a lot of Nas. Yeah, those people, those, you know what I mean?
Cool.
Those people.
Um, what's your favorite Dave East song of his that you really like, or you know, or the and also the first one you heard that you're like, man, this dude's dope. Like what was that?
First one I heard was a song called "That's What's Up,"
Oh, okay.
and my favorite song is "Type of Time." That song called "Type of Time" is my favorite song. It just is flowing out. Everything is flowing, cadence, the things he was saying, the video, everything was just fire. He performed it. I mean,
Huh. Cool. What's your favorite King Shooter joint?
um, me and him made a song called "Back That Ass Up."
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, because when we performed it, we used to bring the girls on stage and they would twerk and dance and all that. It's great.
Oh, okay. Cool. Who's your top five like producers?
Um, shit. Dr. Dre, um, Havoc, Alchemist.
Yeah.
Um, I like Metro Boomin.
Yeah, he's dope.
Yeah, the fifth one, I would say either, either, damn, Q-Tip or I like Q-Tip. Right? Then I'm gonna say Q-Tip.
You were gonna say what?
Nah, Q-Tip. You over
Oh,
Q-Tip.
okay, okay. I was wondering, what's your thoughts on A-Rap music? Because he's one of my favorites, and
I mean, I like A-Rap music, but I don't like those type of beats. You know, I don't rap with those type of beats.
yeah, because I was gonna ask you, because those type of beats seem like way too crazy for a lot of rappers to even be able to rap over, right?
Yeah, I'm more the way my voice. I like you to hear my voice. Yeah, I use my voice as an instrument, so
Yeah,
it's too the beat is too overshadowing my voice. It's not gonna really cut through the beat like it's like I want.
yeah. What's your favorite song that you've made?
I don't know.
You don't know?
That changes every. That probably changes every project.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah, because right now it's glory, but I don't know. It wasn't that before I put it out.
What was it before Glory?
Prosper what happened.
Oh,
So I
okay.
don't know. It
Oh,
like
okay.
changes. Like, it's gonna change throughout the years. You know what
Okay, okay. Gotcha.
I
Cool.
mean?
Were you ever up in Hot 97 Studios or not yet?
Yeah, I've been there with Ron Artest took me there before.
Who took you there? I didn't hear.
Yeah, I was with Meta World Peace. That's his name.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
What was that like? Was he
yeah,
freestyling?
nah, he had an interview for um he had an interview for something about basketball, and yeah, introduced me to Ebro and all that.
Cool.
It's nice.
Cool. What's your top five movies?
Let's say Friday, Super Bad, Blue Streak. I like funny movies too. Like um, two more. I'm gonna say Boys in the Hood and John Wick. Any one of the John Wick movies.
Cool. Yeah, that's a pretty good list. Um,
And 300. I like that.
oh yeah, okay, yeah,
That was a great movie.
cool.
Over.
I was wondering, did you ever like Dolph? Rest in peace, young Dolph, or
Yeah,
not really? Oh,
him and Keith Glock. Yeah, him and East had a song together.
yeah, they
I
go
like
off,
him.
man.
I like him and Keith Glock. Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
It's a piece of dope.
yeah. What's your thoughts on what happened to Dolph and shit?
You know, it's a tragedy, man. You know, it's a tragedy because that's what happens often to us rappers. You know what I mean? So trying to like I don't know. I don't know how to. I don't know how to. I don't know how to make it better or make it stop. But it's just tough that you can't be in your own neighborhood and be comfortable. You know, after you
Yeah.
give so much to that neighborhood, you would think that you would be comfortable there. You know what
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Um, and Nip too. Same thing happened to him. What's your thoughts on him and his legacy and
I
stuff?
mean? It's basically the same message.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they basically went out the same way, you know what I mean, in their own neighborhood, you know what I mean. So it's like it's unfortunate, man. But all in all, you still got to keep going and still trying to build your neighborhood and still push forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
You can't give up on your neighborhood.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I agree, definitely. What? Not that it's done yet, finished yet, or anything, but in the future, what would you like your legacy to be? Like how Nip had a legacy and stuff like that, and Dolph
Yeah,
and stuff.
I just want to be known as like an icon. You know what I mean? Somebody that changed the course of independent artists and how we treat each other and how other people treat us and how we make music. You know what I mean? I got so many ideas and stuff that I want to do.
Like what? Well, that's not what.
You know, like making my own streaming services and yeah, it's like more artist friendly. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Some people are doing it now. They got the capital or whatever, but I got a couple ideas. I don't want to say too much because somebody might steal my ideas.
Gotcha. That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want nobody to steal my ideas.
Yeah, definitely. Any news on Davies Deli? I heard he was opening a deli in Harlem or something, right?
Yeah, I was just in there. It's pretty much done. You know, just a few. I guess just a few things he's working out. But it's pretty much done already. It's like it was in there. It was like done.
Cool. Let everyone know what
Yeah,
it's called again. I forgot. What was it called again?
shit, me too. I don't even know.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
to
Okay.
tell you the truth, I don't even know. I asked him what he was gonna call it.
Cool.
I gotta ask him what he's gonna call it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Um, what
Like, I
what
don't think he's gonna call it. I don't think he's gonna call it Dave's Deli.
Oh man.
I don't think he's gonna call it that.
Yeah. Um, I was wondering, due to this COVID stuff, with everyone like getting this vaccine passport and like businesses shutting down and everything, has the streets gotten a lot more crazy? And like, what have people been saying about it and stuff?
Not really. People been inside more.
Yeah.
Not really.
Huh. Has there been like people you know who haven't wanted to get the vaccine? I was just wondering because they made it like mandatory in New York City and everything, like, or not really.
Yeah, I know, but most of the people I know didn't get it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
About
Yeah,
75% of people I know didn't get that vaccine.
yeah, yeah. Have the streets gotten a lot more crazy since coronavirus and everything? Because there's like people wearing masks and shit. I was wondering because I hear it on the news and everything. It's like pretty crazy.
Nah, I wouldn't say too much, but maybe a little bit, but not really.
Uh huh. Cool, cool.
It's always gonna be some crime.
The what?
I said it's always gonna be a little bit of crime.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. Well, you know, with Dave East doing the Wu Tang and everything with acting, you ever got any plans for anything like that?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Like, yeah, I'm writing my own movie. It's called Out of Town.
You're doing what? I didn't hear you.
So I'm writing my own movie. It's called Out of Town.
Oh, really? What's it about?
Me. I thought you meant me tomorrow.
Oh, nice, nice,
Yeah,
cool.
it's about me and my journey. Yeah, I love that. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna spice it up though. I'm gonna make it like a movie. I'm not gonna just.
Cool. You ever seen
It's
Conflicted?
gonna be like you see how I give it that trying like it was about 50, but he kind of spiced some moments up. Like
Yeah. Oh, nice, nice. Did Dave East ever give you any advice with that, with taking your career and everything? Like, what did he say?
nah, we don't really talk too much about acting.
No, I meant with your career with music and everything. You have any advice with that?
You talking about music?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, just staying focused. You know what I mean? Just staying focused. Not working everybody. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Everything's about consistent. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Where do you see yourself in a year?
In a mansion.
What?
I said in a mansion.
Intervention?
In a mansion.
Oh, in mansion. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
serious. That's why I see myself here.
yeah, for sure. You friends with D Jones?
Yes,
Oh, okay, cool,
brother. Not like my actual brother because his name is Jones. Right.
cool. Can we expect some music from you guys together?
Yeah, we got a couple songs ready.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I like
We
them.
got a song and a video out with me, him, and my other brother, Just Aura.
Oh, okay, I haven't seen that one yet. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, it's called Cut the Chit Chat.
Awesome, cool. Let people know like what they can expect from you in the future and stuff. You know, like what
Well,
can they look out for?
I'm dropping the album today, and depending on when the interview comes out, it's probably gonna be out already. So get
Yeah,
the Bridge and the Deluxe, and then I got some more EP I'm gonna be dropping later on in the year, and y'all could expect that new music and new videos. I'm gonna start shooting the film, so y'all can't expect the film this year, maybe next year, but film is coming. So,
awesome,
yeah,
awesome, awesome. Well, I can tell you're gonna go places for sure. And
yeah.
you mind giving people your socials so they know how to best way to get in contact with you to find you?
Social media is at Piif Jones. That's PIIFJONES. Piif Jones, man. Follow me. Stay up to date with what's going on.
Awesome, for sure. You mind giving me a shout out, TMNYC?
Say it one more time.
You mind giving me a shout out, TMNYC?
Yo, it's Piif Jones. I want to give a big shout out to TMNYC. You know what I mean? Doing dope things, and I love it, man. You know what I mean? Keep doing you.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you,
Say it
Piff.
right. I don't know if I said it right.
You could try it again.
Say it one more time.
TMNYC.
TMNYC.
Yep.
All right. Yo, this is Piif Jones. Shout out to TMNYC. You know what I mean? They do dope shit, dope content, dope interviews, dope everything.
I appreciate you, brother, man.
I like that one better, right?
Yeah, that sounded better. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, it was really good talking to you. And when you got, oh yeah, you got any merch that you got going, cooking?
Yeah, I got a Loopy Life clothing page, Loopy Life underscore clothing. So you go on that page, and then that's where all my merch is gonna be dropping.
What you got over there, like shirts and sweatshirts and stuff?
Yeah, shirts, sweatshirts. But now we better start transitioning into stuff for the spring.
That's awesome, awesome, man. Yeah, it was really good talking to you, man. And tap in again when you drop another album after this one. I'll talk to you, and we can talk about it. All right?
All right, no
I
doubt.
appreciate you, brother. I wish you much continued success, and I really appreciate you doing the interview. Thank you. All right.
No doubt.
God bless you, man. Stay safe. Thank you.
All right.